together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Turner. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today, got a full card. We get MLB, we get NHL, we get NBA. I am ready for the NBA to be over. But we will recap yesterday in a second. I was looking at the card for today, Tim. Got some fun pictures on today's baseball card with Tariq Skubal and Paul Skeens. And Garrett Crochet, Zach Wheeler, Chris Sale, Cole Reagans, Patrick Corbin, Nick Lodolo, Jeffrey Springs, Framer Valdez, Dylan Cease. We have a lot of fun arms to talk about today. But we'll recap yesterday. And I wish I only bet baseball yesterday because baseball is awesome. I didn't win another bet other than baseball, though. I almost swept baseball. But unfortunately, reverse swept basically everything else. Detroit minus 6.5. They were up 11.5. I could have played Detroit first half and covered easily. They won the first half by 10, and then they lost the second half by 20. So that was fun there. So that was my only play in the NBA yesterday. In hockey, went 0-3-1. The Blues lose their first game in 13 games. They had their 12-game winning streak snapped. My double up on the Kings failed miserably. They lose the first period 2-1. They lose the full game 2-1. So that was annoying. And then the Flames -1 pushes. I kind of wish I grabbed a little bit of Flames to make the playoffs yesterday at 10-1. I have a feeling they're a team that might squeak in. And then the national championship game. I love being on sides that are up really, really big that choke leads away. I feel like I was on all three sides that choked away decent-sized leads between the Final Four and the championship game. It was just ridiculous. If any of my teams could just hold leads, I would have had a much better tournament. I think I finished up a little less than 5 units. And I was with, I think, between the Elite Eight, the Final Four, and the championship game, finishing on like a 1-11 run. It was horrible. And I'm so glad college basketball is over because it was also hours of typing in numbers and stuff like that got old really, really quick. So I'm glad college basketball is behind us. Lost with Houston even money last night. And then in baseball, this is where I'm hoping to make my bread and butter this year. And I'm hoping this starts a little bit of momentum because I went 6-1 in baseball yesterday with my only loser losing by half a run. Pittsburgh money line winner. Like I said, you fade teams off of double headers. You also do off of double headers that I'm going to start doing this year. I placed my first player prop this year so far, and it cashed with ease. Matthew Liberatore over 15.5 pitching outs. The guy gave up 4 earned runs and still went 19 outs. When your bullpen is taxed, you push your starting pitcher further. So that's why I didn't take strikeouts. I didn't take earned runs, or I didn't take anything like that. Give me outs. Save the bullpen. It's exactly what he did. Pittsburgh money line, Liberatore over outs. Nice start to the day. How about them Blue Jays? We talked about the Blue Jays potentially being the best bet on the card, and they come through there in that one. The Cubs' first 5, they win the first 5, and they end up winning the full game 7-0, which that game went over the total. It was a 6. But the first 5, you would have pushed the 3 there. My only loser was Houston team total over 3.5 at +120. It finished 4-3. You give me a 3.5 with Houston, though, I'll make that bet again. And then finished off the night with a winner. I almost double up on this team. I wish I did. Baltimore first 5, or Baltimore full game. I cashed with the Orioles yesterday. Don't bet the Orioles very often, but I did there. And then that first 5 under 3.5, I don't think could have gotten any easier. The full game stayed under 3.5 between San Fran and Cincinnati. So a nice winner to end the night there. Went 6-1 in baseball, but because of everything else, finished only up 0.4 units. Frustrating there, but my baseball record is almost back to the black, as I will hopefully do that today. So yes, yeah.
I will say we only had baseball. Oh no, sorry, we didn't only have baseball up on the site. We had we split on the national championship game, but I put the over up on the site thinking, hey, I think Florida's going to win. We're going to see some points. Well, Florida did win, but we did not see any points. I was hoping that they would end up going and hitting like a layup or something at the end and push it to overtime. That would have been great. Blue Jays, money line, winner. The over in the Yankees game was a loser. The Yankees are pathetic. You only put up 2 runs against the Tigers. Come on. The rest of the card was great because Pirates, the Mets under, which the Mets pitching staff is elite. Baltimore and the under in the Reds game was another solid winner. It was a really good day yesterday, Nick, on the site. A solid 5-2. So very happy with how that worked out. Good riddance to college basketball, and we're in baseball season, full swing. I think I'm going to end up having like one NBA play today. But we'll try to get through as many games as we can, Nick.
Yep. One more thing, I just saw a post on Twitter that I wanted to bring up. Backing up the fact that the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils are better than the Florida Gators. They beat Arkansas Pine Bluff, who beat Texas Southern, who beat Alabama A&M, who beat Coastal Carolina, who beat Georgia State, who beat Tulsa, who beat Temple, who beat Memphis, who beat Missouri, who beat Florida. So there you go. The Delta Devils are better than the Gators.
Anyways, let's go say hi to the chat, which is all 446, which this should be fun. Here's a link to our contest. If you're going to be tagging us on Twitter for stuff and you're going to be talking shit and stuff, you better have you better have put stuff in the contest. Or hear me out, Nick. Ready? It doesn't matter what you bet if you didn't put it in the contest. Cool. Have a Grand Slam show, huge MLB card, huge NHL card. That's it. Join the contest. Yeah, Isaac, come on, join the contest with us. Okay, we're going to ignore that one. When NHL season / playoffs is over. No, come on. Just put in a baseball play every other day. All you got to do is put a couple in. It's nothing crazy.
I mean, put the Red Sox money line in every day.
446, you had 16 different teams that you bet. I don't want to hear it.
Also, they were what, 6-1 preseason?
Yeah. Cutter Goodyear, over points.
Gautier.
Good job. You picked all the 1 seeds. I don't really care. Duh. Yankees lose. And, of course, he's going to mention that. Whatever. Yeah, I want to bet on baseball fully, but I want to control the units. Gotcha. Yes, I know. We also called a couple other games and went 5-1 in baseball yesterday. I was our only loser in baseball. So what's your point? Who's the genius that said O's? We had the Orioles on the site last night. We had the Mets under on the site. Oh my God, stop this. Yes, me and Nick are the geniuses that had the O's last night. Me and Nick are the geniuses that have the under last night. What a shame. Nick wastes his profit on in MLB on NBA and hockey. Recap records, Nick.
Yep. Yep. Let me grab that real quick. Here. Because I do have that updated. Where we have really all you got to do is win a bet in order to be the leader. Because occupancy is the leader at 1 unit. Neil, 1 unit. And then everybody else is negative. I moved up because I was down like 7.3 yesterday. So that was very nice to see me move up like that. Coyote down 2.47. Tim, you've forgotten to put in plays the last few days.
Yeah, I haven't played in.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is what the standings look like. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good. Sorry.
So, yeah, that's what the standings look like right now. Very, very easy contest to win if you just put in plays. And I'm tempted, Tim, just to get somebody to participate because I don't. He's saying, and I know he's like, yeah, I would have won a contest by now, whatever. I think you're wrong. I don't think you would have. And if you're so hell bent on it, if you win a baseball contest this year, 446, I will find a site that can custom make socks and underwear for you. There you go. No more excuses. If you win a month, I will find a site that can custom make that stuff. There you go.
Right on. Right on. Yankees are pathetic. Who called it yesterday? I said the Yankees were pathetic to begin with. If the Blues don't have...
I'm under 93.5 wins for them, so I said that heading into the season, but sure.
If the Blues don't have Dylan Holloway in the playoffs, they won't do anything. He's so important to that team.
Yes.
Good job on your Tigers bet. Did you did you put it in the contest? Did you put the Tigers in the contest? If you didn't, then it doesn't count. Just saying. And you never won a contest. Don't talk. Now you're even scared to face me. Yeah, you've never joined a contest, so obviously you're not good enough to win one.
You didn't win. You weren't good in that contest.
I will win all the contests.
You've only joined one and you didn't win it.
Morning, Marco. Lies. I picked Final Four and champion. I won the ESB underwear. Nope.
You never submitted shit. You never submitted anything. So it's almost like saying to a teacher, I took the test. I got 100. Meanwhile, you didn't even submit the test. You just went home with it and walked away and didn't submit it. I can't give you a grade for it. So in my head, you got none on it because you didn't submit it. Which, by the way, I will grab that in a second. The winner of our bracket contest, and be sure to message me here, Addison. You are the winner of the contest. You had Florida winning the championship, and you finished at 1,470 points. And then on the top five all had Florida. It was Addison. It was Robert Robdow. It was Tyvon Bates. It was Charlie Earle, and it was Chris Brady.
Hey, good job, Papa.
All with Florida winning it all. Those were your top five finishers. Last place was Destiny, then Tim, then Terry.
Thanks.
Got you.
Going to be a great day for 1 p.m. baseball here in the D. Currently looking at 18 degrees, wind chills. All right, so we're going to go with another under, even though that sounds scary with Cookie Carrasco pitching. But we're going to do it. Good luck to everyone today. Patrick Corbin for me. Cubs, no bat in the ninth. No. How dare you? On Patrick Corbin Day? Taking the Tigers again, -1 today. Damn, Robert. How are you still gambling? He probably does just fine for himself. I won 2 units yesterday. Good job. I really do miss the competition part. Made it fun back in the day when I found you guys. Appreciate it. Oh, there's a contest now, so there you go. He was down like 9 units. No, there is no ESB underwear. You remind me of a ref, always around, never liked, and somehow still part of the show. I like that. There you go. All my plays were on X. Nope, they were never documented on our spreadsheet. So,
nope.
Such a genius that he can't even come on the show.
You don't follow directions. That's the thing. You don't put the plays where we tell you to put the plays. I don't care if you post it on Twitter. I don't care if you post it on the chat. We need the plays where we ask them to be. Pretty plain and simple. You're not special.
Oh, yeah. Gave all my college basketball free people could be rich. One day won't win you the contest. You know what? Let's just go to baseball. And let's talk about the New York team with the worst record.
Yeah. The New York Yankees taking on the Detroit Tigers. We have the Tigers minus 160 favorites, total of 7.5 in this game. We have Tariq Skubal taking on Carlos Carrasco. Line opened up at a 150, got up to a 165, and it's come back down to a 150. So we have no line movement on the side. Line opening up 7.5 minus 110 on both sides. It's now 7.5 minus 112 to the under. So we do have a 2-cent line movement towards the under with 75% of tickets and 75% of cash on the over. So does make the under a little bit of appealing in this spot here. A little bit of a public dog, 67% of tickets and 80% of cash coming on the Yankees. Explains the line, explains the buyback on the Yankees. And we have obviously Tariq Skubal and Carlos Carrasco. Tariq Skubal, one thing to note though, he's looked human so far this year. He's not been the unstoppable Triple Crown winner that we saw last year so far. Granted, very early. He faced the Dodgers in his first start. He gave up 4 earned runs on 6 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts in 5 innings. And then the game after, he gave up 3 earned runs on 6 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts in 5 2/3 and a loss against the Mariners. So the Tigers have lost both of his starts so far. And if the Tigers are not winning Tariq Skubal starts, that's a problem for the Detroit Tigers. On the flip side, Carlos Carrasco looked decent in his last start. Did enough to help the Yankees win. 3 earned runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 5 1/3, which is all you really ask for from Carrasco. Really, is he gives you 5 innings of 3-run baseball. He keeps you in the game in order to win, and that's all you ask for out of somebody like Carrasco at this stage of his career at 38 years old. I want the under in this game. The only question is, can we trust Carrasco to come out here and give us a decent enough performance to cash not only an under, but an under 7.5? But another thing to worry about though is, it's going to be cold, anywhere between 32 and 35 degrees in this game in Detroit. Winds blowing out though. 13 mile an hour winds. It gets down to a 12.5 mile an hour wind out towards center field. So I feel like that can hurt them a little bit. As much as I would love action in this game, it'd probably be Tigers or nothing. We have a little bit of a public dog, and I want to back. I want to back Skubal over Carrasco. I don't think that we're splitting atoms here, trying to say, I'm more interested in backing them. I'm so glad that that BetStamp, when I'm looking to try to find what a -1 line would be on Detroit, there we go, showing me over on Bet365 -160 plus 135. I want to take a look at what that -1 line would be to get my day started. And also I want to take a look at what the bullpens look like as well, see maybe if a first five -0.5 is more worth it than a full game money line, or full game -1, -111. It's not bad. I kind of lean Detroit in this game if I am betting it.
I want to get our day started with that under, Nick. With how cold it's going to be today, and we just saw yesterday the way that the Yankee bats were hitting in the cold. Torpedo bat or not, they can't hit in the cold, which is crazy for a New York team. But I think that's the team we're going to start seeing more often, is a Yankee team that's not as good offensively. Because you've been getting very hot starts from players that I don't think are going to have big years. And when it comes to it, I want to kind of just back off of Yankee offense. I thought they were going to score more yesterday. I thought they would put up more than 2 pathetic runs. They didn't, and I'm not going to expect them to. So I'm going to I'm going to go ahead. I'm taking the under to start the day, Nick. Even with Cookie on the mound, I don't care. Under in Detroit.
I think I'm more interested in Detroit than the under. The more and more I look at this, because
load up both.
It's Carlos Carrasco. And here's the thing though. I think that the Tigers can get to Carrasco a little bit. That's the problem. And then Luke Weaver threw 23 pitches yesterday. Fernando Cruz has thrown 2 out of the last 3 games. Gomez threw 28 yesterday. Williams has thrown 2 of the last 3 games. So you're looking at available pitchers. We're seeing probably Tim Hill, Mark Leader, Adam Ottavino. Like, Adam Ottavino got DFA'd. That's right. Who knows? He may. Never mind. He was DFA'd. Like their bullpen status right now, I'm not thrilled with it, and I think that if you like the under, I think the first 5 is better than the full game potentially. And if you like the Tigers, you play them full game because that Tiger bullpen is kind of ready to go. John Brebbia is thrown back-to-back days, but other than that, Bo Brisket will be ready to go. Tommy Kahnle will be ready to go. Tyler Holton will be ready to go.
The thing is, I could see this game easily being 4-1.
Yeah. And I want to move on the Tigers -1, I think, is ultimately where I'm going to get rather than – and maybe – maybe this is the way to approach it here. Give me 2 seconds. Never mind. I was trying to see what the number for that would be, and it's -140, -145 range for a team total under for the Yankees at 3.5. It's -140. No, thank you on that one there, but I will move on the Tigers -1 in this game. I'm -111.
There you go. Wow, a lot of chat. Hey, chat. Okay. Thanks for your insight. Noted. What's up, Real Deal? Yankees team total over 3.5. No. You think the Yankees hit against Scooble? No. Let's see if they copy me. It's not copying, dude. We bet our own things. We have most of our stuff established.
I actually had that place circled pre-show.
Hearing that would make me fly to the Yankee money line. Scooble being human again. Yanks team total over. No. Yanks are lucky that they're in the AL East. Wow, I didn't think I would ever hear that. Yanks, no. I watched Cookie throw a slop. Yankees hit lefties and Scooble somehow. No, I don't think they do. If Tigers lose with the Cy Young versus a washed-up Cookie, I'll tip my hat. Yankees couldn't score versus Heaney. How can they score against Scooby? He says my team like he plays for the Yankees. 446 is the type.
And then disowns them as they start
playing
well.
That be in the OnlyFans telling blonde girls to put the red lipstick on. Wow. Wow, Tim repeats what I said yesterday. Okay. Holy Noel. Yeah, FWIW. For what it's worth, it is sunny here, and I'll say the winds aren't what we've had the last few days. About a half an hour from Comerico, and it's not windy at all. There you go. I have never been on OnlyFans. Okay, we're gonna move on from that. Okay, we're gonna move on from that. Do you see the Yankees team total over at plus money? Exactly my point. They hitting Scooble. Stick to hockey, my team. I agree. Don't see that. Yeah, you don't see that price. All right, Nick, let's go to the better New York team.
Yeah, we have the New York Mets taking on the Miami Marlins. The Mets -270 favorites in this game, total of 7. I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to be on the Mets at this number.
Nope.
And do we expect the pitching to continue here? Here's the problem, though, is with this total, it opened up at it opened up 7.5 at even money, and then it kind of the juice adjusted, and then it moved to 7 at -115. Now it's 7 at -112, so we do have a move towards the under in this game. Line opened up Mets 270, it's now 268, so a slight move towards the Marlins. We have 88% of tickets, 86% of cash on the Mets, and then we have 90% of tickets and 89% of cash on the over. The line's moving slightly towards the under. Here's the thing, though, is that these teams just saw these pitchers, which I think ultimately would keep me off the under because between all the spring training starts and opening game, the opening series in Miami, the Marlins have seen Clay Holmes a few times now. In his last start against these Marlins, went 4 2/3, gave up 1 earned run and 6 hits and 2 walks. And on the flip side, Connor Gillespie is not somebody that I'm overly excited about. He in his last start, he looked good though. He went 5 innings of 1-run baseball, giving up 4 hits, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. That was the game the Mets won 6-5 in extra innings. And for me in this game, I mean, and do I want to back the Mets? Absolutely not at this price. And what we're looking at a run line, actually, we're probably looking at a run line and not great. Probably in the minus 120 range, minus 115, minus 120 range. Yeah, definitely not a game I'm getting involved with. And we're flirting close to a fade material here because I'm seeing minus 285s. But this game got dangerously close to being a minus 300 fade, which would have been Marlins' first 5 and Marlins' full game. But for me in this spot, no play here for me. I could see these pitchers getting hit a little bit the second time around, these lineups seeing them, especially Connor Gillespie. So I think if you want to back the Mets, as crazy as this sounds, I think this is the game the Mets offense can break out. And you're getting 4.5 at even money over on DraftKings. I would look towards the Mets team total over instead of laying a run line or anything like that with them.
Hey, Nick, can you look at the weather real quick? Because this game was supposed to be at 7 o'clock tonight, and they moved it to 4 o'clock due to frigid cold weather tonight. So it's going to be very, very cold and warm.
It's going to be 47 degrees at first pitch, and it'll get down to around 43.
Oh, wow, okay. You know what? 7 o'clock was probably supposed to get even colder. My bad. But it's going to be cold. Now, not down to the 30s and stuff, but enough for them to have moved the start of the game. I'm going under in this one. I don't care that they just saw these two teams, the pitchers and stuff. The Mets pitching staff has been the best in baseball to start the year. Granted, it's only been 10 games, 12 for some teams. But this has been a pitching staff that has been really solid. Clay Holmes is going to go 4 or 5 innings. He's going to allow maybe a run, if that. Gillespie, I think, is going to be doing the same thing because the Mets offense has not gotten started yet. And when it does, that's when I'll look more towards the overs later on in the year with the Mets. I like the under here, under 7. I think both pitchers pitch really well, especially when it's going to be a little bit colder in New York.
I can see that. I could definitely see this being one of those games where it could be low scoring. But on the flip side, I don't like backing unders with two teams that just saw each other's pitchers not too long ago. Especially when the two pitchers – here's the thing, though. Especially when the two pitchers pitched well in Miami. Both those pitchers did not give up more than 2 earned runs.
That's fine.
So, no, this is an easy stay off for me. I'll definitely watch the game, but it's an easy stay off.
Skeens pitching today over K-Prop. That line, yeah. Hit the like button. Marlins +2. Stop the fish fade. Now you're sounding like 446.
I don't hate that look. I know you pushed that. I know you pushed with them yesterday with the +2 line.
Mets undefeated at home. They've played 4 games. So
yes.
Mets money line in the under is gold. This hit 4 straight games at home. The Mets do look good.
Put it in the contest.
446. Put in the contest. Put in the contest. So value on the over. No. Do a parlay Mets money line in the under. You could do up to 2 leggers in the contest, Nick, right?
Yes.
Put it in the contest. 446.
Yeah, plays like this. Roberts put plenty of those in the contest where he does money line and over parlays, and he's cashing a couple of nice ones at like +200 range. Yeah.
446. You have no excuse. Nick said he'll find you ESB underwear if you win. No excuse. 0. None. Zilch. Zada. Grabbed the Mets under last night. Yes, I like the Mets under. Copy me again. We're not copying you. None of them was in the contest, so it doesn't count as copying. If you think under, don't you think they cover it too?
I could see this being 3-1 Mets.
Yeah. All right, Nick. This one could get ugly.
We have the Cleveland Guardians taking on the Chicago White Sox. -195 for Cleveland, total 7.5. Taking a look at the line history here. This one between Ben Lively and Sean Smith for the Chicago White Sox is Shane Smith. Shane Smith. Sorry. Line opened up at a minus 205. It's now minus 191. So we do have a move towards the White Sox in this game. Line opened up 7.5 and even money. It's now 7.5 minus 104. Taking a look at the cash flow, 86% of tickets and 77% of cash is on the Guardians. The line's moving towards the White Sox. And then we have 87% of tickets and 88% of the cash is on the over in this game as well in this line. I don't think it's really moved too much there. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here. We have Shane Smith, who looked okay in his first start. He was part of that 8-3 loss against Minnesota, but it really wasn't his fault. He went 5 2/3, gave up 2 earned runs on 2 hits, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. On the flip side, it's going to be Ben Lively, which I don't mind Ben Lively. The only problem is I don't want to lay minus 200 with Ben Lively because he's one of those, in his last start, he gave you 4 1/3, gave up 4 earned runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So he's not somebody that I'm like overly confident in laying a number with. And on the flip side, and then in his first game, he went 3 earned runs, 4 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. I want to take a look where this number is gone for total wise. I forgot what it did because I believe this line moved towards the under. It's moved slightly towards the over. So slightly towards the over. Interesting. I want to take a look what team totals have done here because I think Ben Lively gives up a few runs here in this game, and I think this total is too low. Wow, it's a 2.5, but it's juiced for the team total over here for the White Sox. I want to back the White Sox in this game. I think that's a good spot for them where they're underpriced a little, or more Cleveland overpriced than Chicago underpriced. Cleveland's 3-6 to start the year, and we saw last year against these White Sox. This was against the White Sox. Guardians struggled early in the year against them, and I can see this as one of those spots where maybe this is first 5. And we do have 36 degrees in Cleveland here, wind blowing about 12, anywhere between 9 to 13 miles an hour from right field or from left field to first base. So that could actually play a little bit more towards an under and help Ben Lively out here. I'm interested in the White Sox here early in this game, maybe a first 5 plus a half with Shane Smith, who I think can pitch well against the Guardians team that really has struggled so far this year. So I'm going to go shop around, try to find the best overall number. I think I'm going to move on the White Sox first 5 plus a half here in this game.
I'm not going to bother with this game. I'm going to go back on my. I'm going to go back to not betting the AL Central as much. It's been a wacky division. Although I did say that I did not like the Guardians this year, and they're off to a 3-6 start. Hey, if the White Sox win today, they'll be tied with them. So there you go. But no, I'm not really too interested in going after that one. I could look towards the White Sox, but if I'm going to bet them, I'd rather do it at home than on the road. But I'm not going to be interested in packing the White Sox, Nick.
I am. Give me the White Sox in the first 5 plus a half minus 110. I think that this is a lower variance game. So I think the plus a half can come into play here if it's like 2-2 at the end of 5 or something along those lines. So I think that's the best way to attack the White Sox here. It is early. I do not want White Sox full games. As you guys have noticed, I don't think I've backed a single White Sox full game all year. The only time I will back the White Sox full game is a minus 300 fade when I'm backing them first 5 and full game, which I will guarantee you, I'll call it a lock. We will see the White Sox in minus 300 fades plenty this season.
Yes, we will. Yeah, 446 knows he won't win the contest, so he just won't join it. That's the only reason why I could see that he doesn't want to join a free contest. He knows he doesn't want. He knows he's not going to win it, and he doesn't want to hurt his ego. Mets probably win 3-1-4-2. That's way to copy me. Suppness, Lex. Cleveland trip Cleveland coming back off a long road trip. Yes. Vientos is trash. He's off to a rough start. Beatty is trash. I don't like Beatty. I agree. I'm not high on Brady. Lindor hits singles. Soto gets on every once in a while. Soto gets on every single game. And see, Lindor only has to hit singles. He doesn't have to go crazy.
Just set the table.
So all-time low wins, all low totals, wins up to 13 miles an hour and higher, sideways mostly. Yeah. White Sox money line. White Sox first 5.
Yeah.
White Sox. Yeah, I got you. The wind. First 5. 70+ wins. Got that plus 750. Now it's 670. White Sox are trash, just like last year. Awful bullpen.
Wow, that is a bold take.
White Sox average giving up 7 runs last 5. Squan and Ramirez hit parlay. I like it. Wow, 446. It's like they were the worst team. Yeah, such a genius. Over bases for J-Ram. You know I like J-Ram. All right, Nick.
J-Ram is so nice. So, see, here's the simple question in this game is, do we just shut up and take the Pirates or Paul Skeens on the mound? Let's talk about it. Pittsburgh Pirates and the St. Louis Cardinals, minus 130 for the Pirates, total 6.5 in this game. What a pitching matchup this one is, though, because on the other side is Sonny Gray. And this line opened up on a 140. It's down to a 129. Telling me Cardinals are live in this game, Tim. Line opened up at a 7 and even money. It's down to a 6.5. So we do have a move towards the under here as well. This feels like a first 5 under and a Cardinals money line is what this kind of is giving me vibes with. Let's take a look at the cash flow. 68% of tickets and 84% of the cash is coming on the Pirates. Lines moving towards those Redbirds. 96% of tickets, 95% of the cash is on the over in this one as well. And I mentioned first 5 under, but a full game money line because I want to target more the Pirate bullpen. This line, my bad. The wind, it looks like we're seeing around 38 degrees at first pitch and gets down to 33. So it'll be cold there with the winds blowing out towards right field. So it looks like good winds blowing out, but cold weather. So which one do you think is more beneficial or whatever towards your total there? Paul Skeens, he's awesome. Do we really need to talk too much about how awesome Paul Skeens is? In his last start, went 7 innings of no runs, 3 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts against the Tampa Bay Rays. His first start was he had a poor start in this first one there. 2 earned runs, 3 hits, 2 walks, and 5 1/3 innings pitched. Only struck out 7. So kind of a struggle there in his first start of the year. And that one, Sonny Gray is somebody that I kind of like, and I kind of want to back. And maybe this is just first 5 under, especially off of a bad start in his last one. He gave up 5 earned runs on 5 hits, no walks, 9 strikeouts though in 6 innings against the Angels. That game I feel like that game was just they kind of let the foot off the gas because I believe at that point they were dominating that game. That was the 3-run home run game for Ivan Herrera. And then against Minnesota, he went 5 innings, gave up 2 earned runs on 4 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Why are we not on the under in this game or first 5 under more like it than the full game under, obviously. But I want to take, oh wow, never mind. It's a 3. That's why. This line's gone from a 3 to a 3.5 down to a 3. I kind of want the Cardinals in this game. Am I crazy that I want to back the St. Louis Cardinals here against Paul Skeens? Really, I want to fade the bullpen for the Pittsburgh Pirates because I believe they did use a little bit of bullpen yesterday. I totally forgot to refresh for the bullpens for the earlier games, so I could be wrong about how fresh some of these bullpens are when it comes to these games with the early games. But I want to take a look. I want to take a look what the bullpens look like when this is refreshing. I'll let you break down the game. My thoughts is first 5 under and Cardinal money line. I'm leaning more towards the Cardinals than I am though the under.
the crazy thing is, if you're saying Cardinals, that kind of tells me that Skeens gets hit, and it's more towards an over. I think that you could see this one go over.
I think Sonny Gray pitches well.
See, in order for the Cardinals to win, I feel like they have to score. I don't think Sonny Gray. I think Sonny Gray gives up 2-3. So I think in order for the Cardinals to win, this game has to go over. I know it's probably a little bit crazy to say or whatever, but I think in order for them to win, it has to go over. That's why I'm going to end up going with this, Nick. Because I do think the Cardinals could be live dogs. I'm going to take the over here. Over 6.5 in this one. I think Sneaks gets hit a little bit. And I think this game could easily be a 4-3. I think everybody's going to see Sneaks and want to go right towards the under. I'm going to take the over 6.5. I know it's a crazy low total.
Yeah. And actually, this is a fully rested and ready to go Pirates bullpen because they kind of went a piggyback yesterday. Lodinsky went the first 5. Then they brought in Thomas Harrington for the last 4. So they got 2 pitchers at 9 innings yesterday. On the Cardinal side, it was they got a decent amount of length out of Liberatore yesterday. So huge shout out to Matthew Liberatore for them. And Roycroft and John King, I think, will be the 2 unavailable pitchers in this game because Roycroft threw back-to-back days, and so is King. Other than that, Ryan Helsley might not be available. He threw 37 on Sunday, but he hadn't pitched the previous few days before that, so I think he could be ready to go today. And that bullpen should be better today than it was yesterday, which was why we faded them here. I'm going to move on the Cardinals. Here in this spot, and I want to fade the Pirate bullpen because I think the Pirate bullpen sucks in general. I can give a damn if it's rested. Cardinals money line here for me at plus 115. Sign me up.
All right. Who's happier with the Vladdy contract, Vladdy or Polar? This is crazy comment because we're talking about the Cardinals and the Pirates.
I'm going to say Vladdy is the obvious answer because when you look at contracts given out and what potential free agency can look like, Pete Alonso and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. are 2 totally separate players in 2 totally different types of their careers. And Pete Alonso, as much as he would never get the contract that Vladdy did because he's 5 years older than Vladdy? He's almost 30 now, Pete Alonso. I can guarantee you he ain't getting 14 years. He probably ain't getting more than 5 years. It's a totally different – yes. You know who's probably the happiest about the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. contract? Kyle Tucker, who's going to be hitting the free agency market this offseason.
Ooh, good point.
He just saw I'm getting at least $400 million from whoever. That's what Kyle Tucker just saw. Vladdy just got $500 million? Oh, yeah, I'm going to get paid a lot of money this offseason. Kyle Tucker's the ultimate winner of this one. There's your answer.
Cardinals. Pirates team total over. I'll take that too. Morning, Tim. Morning, Nick. How are you guys? Damn, did you have a good day? I'm guessing you didn't because you're a Houston fan. Gator on. Over yesterday, now under today. First 5 under. Skeeks won't get hit. Nick just said Pirates have a rested bullpen. Doesn't matter. How did the pitchers out system work for the doubleheader? I think it worked out good for Nick.
Yes. Matthew Liberatore cashed. Richard Fitz never had any out props offered. I can go back and look, but I believe when I looked during the show yesterday, it was not available. He's more of a bullpen guy, so I wasn't shocked there. But yeah, let me take a look here if they did end up offering it and I just completely missed it. No, they didn't offer pitcher outs at all for him.
Yeah.
So 1-0 yesterday. 1-0.
First 5 under. Good point, Nick Tucker. Astros did not get the win. No, they did not.
No, they did not.
Because the Astros. Let's go to this one.
Yeah, let's talk about it. We have the third place Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the Washington Nationals, which I believe are also in third. No, are they? The Nationals are behind. Nope. The fourth place Nationals. They're in front of Atlanta, but behind Miami. Wow, that is weird. That's really weird to say that the Nationals are above Atlanta, but behind Miami. All right, let's get into it here. We have Justin Robletsky taking on Lord. Who the fuck is pitching for the Nationals today?
I was wondering who the fuck's pitching for the Dodgers.
Oh, Robletsky. He made some appearances last year. He's
no,
an
he
okay
didn't.
arm. Robletsky?
This is his major league debut.
I don't know. It's a bullpen game for Washington, is what it is.
Sorry. No. He pitched in spring training. He has not pitched with the Dodgers. Oh, wait. 2024. Oh, he did. 36 innings.
Yes,
Why didn't that pop up on covers?
Yep. I don't know. This is a bullpen game for the Washington Nationals, so you know how I feel about the Nationals bullpen. It's because Brad Lord has had a few appearances, but only has gone one inning in any of them. And then we have Justin Robletsky, a lefty, 24 years old, that the Dodgers have. And this could be another bullpen game for both sides, honestly. I don't really know what to expect from either side in this game, which makes this a pretty easy pass. The Dodgers are 1-3 on the road. Amazing they get away from comfy Chavez-Ravine and they lose 3 out of 4 games. Granted, 2 of those games were against the Phillies team that kind of owns the Dodgers. And I think this is Blake Snell's spot in the rotation.
Heard.
And all of a sudden, we're starting to see it again. Glasnow left the game early the other day. Blake Snell is hurt. Kershaw hopefully will be returning soon. Gavin Stone is out long term. River Ryan's recovering from Tommy John surgery. All of a sudden, this amazing Dodgers rotation is now looking like, hopefully, still available. Glasnow is still available. But Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Dustin May, who is returning off of a couple injuries, and a project in Roki Sasaki. Granted, this offense is good enough to carry that rotation. It shouldn't be a problem. And that bullpen nails. This is Dodgers or no bet. Line opened up 177, though, and it's now down to a 172. So we'll move against the Dodgers. And line opened up at a 9 at -110. It's now 9 at -106. How many people do we think will look at this game and think, oh, it's a Nationals bullpen game. They're going to get blown up. And then we see on bullpen games, the bad bullpens pitch well. We're seeing anywhere first pitch is going to be around 46 degrees, and then it'll get down to about 40. When the wind's blowing in around 16 miles an hour at first pitch, and it'll go down as the game goes down to 14, then 13, then 10 miles an hour over the hours. But it's going to be blowing in from left field to first base. So I think this could be a potential really nice pitcher-friendly weather. All of a sudden, this turns into an under or no bet for me here in this game. I just don't know what to expect from a Nationals bullpen game, and I don't know what to expect from Justin Robletsky at the moment. So this will be a stay-off spot for me. I lean towards maybe a Dodger run line and the under 9. I think the Dodgers bullpen will be fine. It's the Nationals I'm worried about.
Yeah, I'll be quick with this one. I don't know either of these two pitchers because we saw the guy for the Dodgers pitch all of 36 innings. For whatever reason, it never popped up on covers. That's why I thought he was making his major league debut. And then this guy for the Nationals has pitched a solid 2 innings. So I need to see more from both these pitchers. So I want nothing to do with this game. I would love to see the Nationals beat the Dodgers again. That would be hilarious. But I am not putting my money on it.
Fair.
By the way, Nick, I am going to switch because I know my time's a little limited, and I want to talk over one game. So I swapped the next two games that we would talk over so that we talk Phillies and Braves first. Yeah, Cubs fans seem sad over it. There's no way Dodgers lose again, right? No way, not a chance. And also 446's team. I would recommend Nats again. My team, Dodgers, yes, to win it all. 275. Imagine betting a future long term and it only being plus 275.
For a championship. I can see that for like a win total or something like that.
Almighty Lord, forgive me. Dodgers minus 1.5. No one mentioned Snell on the injured list already.
I already did.
Dodgers three-way. Called Nationals yesterday. Now it's Dodgers. Mackenzie Gore is the only guy I'm backing. I feel that. Dodgers have been scoring runs, but they miss Freeman. LA over.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know about the over there. Major line flip for Leafs Cats. It's not baseball.
Yeah.
Dodgers winning it all regular season means nothing. They will get bored during the season. That's my point. You're such a bandwagon, lame, 9-3, and having a hungover from last year. No, but I do think the injury bug's going to hit them harder too. Win total to make playoffs. Yes. Yeah, huge line flipping the Leafs game. Leafs are minus 113, and now are plus 127. Wow, Panthers are big favorites now. All right, Nick, here is my favorite play of the day.
All right, let's talk about it because I was eyeing this one down too. This one caught my attention. Line opened up, and actually the line's starting to move now towards the direction I thought it would. Line opened up at a minus 110. It did go up to a minus 122. Now it's minus 105, so we do have 5-cent line movement here towards Philadelphia. Line opened up at a 7 at minus 115. It's now a 7 at minus 108. So move towards the under here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game where we have 78% of tickets, 89% of cash on the Phillies, and the line's finally moving towards the Phillies because it originally moved towards the Braves. And then we have 90% of tickets and 89% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. The line dropping immediately. I mean, we have Zach Wheeler and Chris Sale. Chris Sale's kind of struggled a little bit too this year. 7-2 Phillies are at the 1-8 Braves. How easy does it look? You get a Phillies team, first place in their division, granted very early, and it's a pick 'em with their ace on the mound against a 1-8 team. Yes, I get it. The 1-8 team is the Braves. We have Wheeler coming in off of back-to-back phenomenal starts. He's faced the Nationals and the Rockies. Gave up 1 earned run on 2 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts in 6 innings against the Nationals. Stepped up and did that again. 1 earned run on 3 hits, no walks, 10 strikeouts in 7 innings against the Rockies. And on the flip side, we have Chris Sale, who off the Cy Young Award has looked human. Granted, he has faced 2 teams that have been very good this year, but both of them ended in 5-inning appearances that gave up 3 earned runs. He gave up 6 hits and 1 walk against the Padres with 7 strikeouts, and then 4 hits, no walks, and 5 strikeouts against the Dodgers. I did cash a first 5 money line with the Braves in that Chris Sale start against the Dodgers. But doesn't this feel way too easy to back the Philadelphia Phillies here at a very, very cheap price? And I think this is an under, though. So I want to figure out how to approach this game. Even though it'll be 58 degrees at first pitch, down to a 49. Wind blowing out, only 9 miles an hour from start, though, and it gets down to about 5 miles per hour. Why are we not on the Braves in this game? With everybody on the Phillies, the line just started moving towards the Phillies, so there was a lot of resistance from the start. And the question is, do we back him first 5 or full game? And I think the answer is full game because both these bullpens are rested. And I think that's one thing about the Braves is, yeah, they have completely rested bullpen. They haven't played in 2 days. because they had yesterday off, and they had and Sunday was postponed. And we had the Phillies off of that win against the series win against the Dodgers. I think this is a sell high spot on the Phillies, buy low on the Braves. And I'm going to move on Atlanta here at minus 110 over on Fanatics.
All right, Nick. We are going to be on the Braves, but Nick, I'm going to pull out the Braves are online. I'm pulling it out because this is the ultimate buy low, sell high. Phillies are coming off of a big series win at home versus the Dodgers. The Braves have won one game, and it was against the Marlins. This is a Braves team that's looked like dog shit. They've scored 1 run or less in 5 games already this year. But granted, I look at their schedule. They played 7 straight games to start the year in California, in San Diego, and in LA. I'm sorry, you're going to struggle. A lot of teams are going to struggle with that start to the year. The Braves will be just fine. The Braves will make the playoffs. The Braves may still even win the division. This is a Braves team that, keep in mind, well, they just got their toughest road trip out of the way early. Granted, it did not go well. But there was a couple of those games that they were close in. I'm sorry, you lose a 1-0 game when Schwellenbach goes deep. Hey, a couple of hits go yours away, you could win that game. You blew a 5-0 lead to the Dodgers. You had a 3-1 game versus the Dodgers that you could have easily been in. You lost a 4-3 game to the Braves, to the Padres. This Braves team can easily be 500 right now, or 4-5 or whatever. This team could easily be competitive right now. Unfortunately, a couple of things. We went unlucky in their first weekend. And God, I'm defending the Braves. That's disgusting. This Braves team will be just fine. Phillies are going to be a good team too, but I'm pulling it out today. I took the Braves. I took their run line. I got plus 190.
Yeah.
I'm going to go over the chat, and then I'm going to have to head out after that. That's why I wanted to make this. I wanted to talk about this game earlier. Pass, lean Braves. Yes. Florida must be getting someone back in the lineup. First 5 under. Braves minus 1.5. I'm trusting Tim. I like it. Also, Tim also broke the Blue Jays curse when they won, when he bet them.
Yeah.
Braves. Yes. Braves won't hit Wheeler, plain and simple. I believe the Braves actually have good numbers against Wheeler, all the way back to his New York days. Agree, the Braves are still winning the division. Guys, we are 2 weeks into the year. Everybody's going to have one of those stretches that they're going to have a really rough stretch. The Braves had it the first 2 weeks of the year. Everybody's going to have one. Wheeler is not the pitcher to back the Braves. That's what everybody thinks. Well, when you got Chris Sale, you could trust him. I hope so. Maybe Braves may win 3-2, but they won't Wheeler. I think this is like a 4-2, 4-1 type of game. Cody Bellinger out after eating bad wings. Good to see you, Tim, my pal. See you in a month. No, I'll be back tomorrow. Braves needs Acuna, going nowhere. The Mets are not trading Acuna to him. He's like he's like you when you didn't have any contest. You cried and complained. Yeah. 446. Please join the contest. Nick will find you underwear for ESP underwear if you win it.
You're weird.
There you go. Yeah. Nick will find you ESP underwear, ESP socks. We'll find it as long as you enter the contest. I just submitted my plays. So, Nick, I'll be listening to the show while I drive, and I'll put the plays up on the site.
So far we've gotten responses from Roberts, the person who puts in plays under 446. That isn't 446 because it's not 446's plays. And then what do you call it? And then you as well. So
yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow.
Yep. Let's get into the next game here. The Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Boston Red Sox. We have the Red Sox minus 190 favorites, total of 8 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where it opened up at a 175. It's now a 198, so we do have a move towards the Red Sox in this game. Line opened up at an 8 minus 110. It is now 8 minus 105. So we have a move towards the under. We have a move towards the Red Sox, which makes sense. We have Garrett Crochet on the mound. And let's take a look at the cash flow in this game here. 74% of tickets and 56% of the cash is on the Red Sox. Line's moving towards them at the very least. 94% of tickets, 94% of cash on the over. In this one as well, shocker, the public's on another over. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here, where we have Garrett Crochet, who has been awesome this year, just straight nails since getting paid. He went up against the Rangers in his first start, went 5 innings, 2 earned, 5 hits, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, and then followed it up with a gem against the Baltimore Orioles, where he went 8 innings of no-run baseball, 4 hits, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. He is an elite starting pitcher. Get used to it. He'll be here, and he'll be here for a while. On the flip side, we have Easton. Where is this game? Easton Lucas for the Toronto Blue Jays. It was supposed to be Lucas yesterday, and then I believe Barrios came back. Barrios pitched. Lucas looked really good against the Nationals, going no earned runs on 1 hit, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched. And the Blue Jays are coming off of the win yesterday. We were on the Blue Jays. We said that was a bad spot for the Red Sox with them coming in off the doubleheader. I want to take a look at how their bullpen situation is going, because it was also Richard Fitz yesterday for them. Greg Weissert threw 31 pitches. Robert Stock threw 29. So looks like Justin Wilson will be available, Rollis Chapman, Bernardino, Slayton Kelly. So they've got almost their full echelon of relievers ready to go in this game. The Blue Jays, I believe, did use a little bit of bullpen yesterday, if I remember right. They used Yimi Garcia for 4 pitches and Jeff Hoffman for 9. So they have a pretty fresh, ready-to-go bullpen here as well. I feel like this is an under. I like what I've seen from Easton Lucas, granted very limited sample size, and I think Garrett Crochet is to be backed whenever you can. Line moving towards the under with the public on the over. Fenway Park, it's 38 degrees at first pitch, and then it goes to 33. But 24-mile-an-hour winds blowing out definitely give me pause, because that is a little bandbox there in Fenway to a point where I wouldn't be surprised if we saw runs even with the cold weather here in this game. So I think ultimately I'm staying off. But it'd be probably Red Sox and under if I'm betting it, because I do think Crochet pitches well. Now you won't even participate. Yeah. I do mine after the show. There you go. Tim doesn't even participate. You asked 446. Tim does participate. He's forgotten the last couple days, but he actually has put in plays. He has put in how many? Tim has put in 52 plays, more than you have. Today is the first day Tim is in. LOL, forget yesterday. He's put in 52 plays so far into the contest. How many of you? Jays team total over. Blue Jays Nerfy. Red Sox easy money line. The winds are left to right now, out. Yeah, they're blowing out, which definitely gave me pause on the under there in that game. Move on, though. We have the Kansas City Royals taking on the Minnesota Twins, minus 110 for the Royals with a total of 7.5 in this game. Taking a look at the line history and this one here. If I can find Minnesota, there we go. Between Pablo Lopez and Cole Reagans. Love this pitching matchup. Line opened up at a 125. It's now 112. This line opened up at a 7. It's now 7.5. Wow. I'll move towards the over in this game. That caught me off guard a little bit there. With these two pitchers on the mound, tells me that somebody's getting hit potentially. And with the line dropping, it tells me Cole Reagans is vulnerable in this game. with 66% of tickets and 74% of cash coming in on the Royals, and this line dropping. Tells me the Twins are the play in this game, and Pablo Lopez is the play in this game. 95% tickets, 95% cash from the over, and it's gone from a 7 to a 7.5. So at least, yes, the money's coming in on the over, but it makes sense that the money's coming in, or that the line's moving towards the over because the money's coming in on it. So they're showing some respect towards it. Yesterday, it was a 4-2 win for the Kansas City Royals. It is Pablo Lopez, who looked great in his last start. Granted, it was against the White Sox, where he went 7 innings, gave up 1 earned run on 4 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts in 7 innings. And then in his first game, 2 earned runs on 8 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts in 5 innings against the Cardinals. So kind of struggled a little bit there. Looking at this game, absolutely I'm interested in Minnesota. Absolutely I am. Public's coming in on Kansas City. The line's dropping. And it's telling me that Reagans is vulnerable in this game, especially with the line going up. We're seeing 61 degrees at first pitch, wind blowing out towards left field. So it looks like we do have decent hitter-friendly weather for this game. And I could see this being potentially a team total over spot for the Minnesota Twins as well. So I want to take a look at what the best available numbers is in this game. And I want to take a look. Let me take a look at the bullpens real quick because I believe Minnesota shredded through their bullpen on Sunday, but I'm trying to remember what they did bullpen-wise yesterday. The Twins bullpen looks now only Scott blew it through 31 pitches yesterday. Everybody else threw on Sunday, though, other than Jorge Alcala. Varland threw back-to-back days, Saturday, Sunday. Topa threw Saturday, Sunday. Sands threw Saturday, Sunday. Duran threw Saturday, Sunday. I want to take a look at what this first 5 has done. Even though Griffin Jacks will be available, Danny Colemine will be available. Maybe throw Duran 3 out of 4 because he's only thrown 20 pitches. Actually, I think the bullpen's fine for the Minnesota Twins here. For the Royals, they used Lucas Urseg back-to-back days, Carlos Estevez back-to-back days, Hunter Harvey back-to-back days. 3 of their top bullpen pieces are probably not available tonight, which I think plays really well into the hands of the Minnesota Twins. Sign me up. I'm going to take Minnesota even money over on Bet365. I want to take a look what this is as well. Absolutely add this one on as well. Also over on Bet365. I'm going to double up on the Twins here in this game with the team total over 3.5 as well. In this spot, I think this is a good spot here for the Twins with the line plummeting the way it is, and just getting this team total low. With the market suggesting that Cole Reagans is vulnerable in this game, I'm going to take a shot here. Minnesota Twins even money over on Bet365, and then also team total over 3.5 at -115. I think everything correlates here for the Twins to be able to score some runs. Let's see. Love the weather report, Lex. There you go. Twins money line. Pass. Over Twins over 7.5. Both pitchers can get hit. Fair. Casey has owned the Twins. I don't know the stats, but they dominate them. Interesting. Let's take a look. Head-to-head, 6-4 Royals in the last 10 matchups. But the Royals have won 5 in a row dating back to August 14th last year against this Twins team. So they've won 5 in a row against them. But yeah. Anaheim Angels might be a thing, actually. So Nick's mistake that one day might be future one day. What? Please. So Nick's mistake that one day might be the future one day. Oh, Anaheim Angels. Yep. My bad. Yep, Anaheim. Okay. Can't touch the Twins. Twins bullpen been mismanaged at this point already. Yeah, I can see that. Give me the Rat Man. Only -110. Got you 446. Don't fight the stats. The Royals win. Then put it in the contest. You think the Royals win? Click on the link, which, ready? I'm going to make this super easy for you. because I forgot to. I have it in the beginning. I need to put it back in the chat here. If you think the Royals win, click on this link, type in your name, Mr. Numbers, and put Royals money line with the juice -110. You want to challenge me on baseball plays? Put it in the contest. Pretty simple. You want to compete against me? You think you know baseball better than me? Put it in the contest. That's the only way you'll decide it. Because you flaunting your wins but never saying anything about your losses, which I know there's losses out there for you. You complain about others, not only commenting about their wins. But you're worse than most people with that. But we'll move on to good old Patrick Corbin Day. We have the Chicago Cubs taking on the Texas Rangers. We have this line opening up at a -130. Immediately went to 140. It's now 150. Line opened up 7.5 -115. It's now 7.5 -128. So we'll move towards the over here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game. 72% of the tickets, 59% of the cash on the Cubs. The line's moving towards the Cubs for those who want to back the Cubs. And it's moved a lot. And the question is, has the line moved too much in this spot here? And I would love to back Patrick Corbin. I'm sick. I'm demented. I want to back Patrick Corbin. 97% of tickets, 99% of cash on the over here as well. Shocker. Everybody's betting the over in a Patrick Corbin start. The line has at least moved towards the over for those who do want to back the over in this game. Let's take a look at the pitching matchup here because we do have Patrick Corbin taking on Jameson Taillon. Taillon's not been good this year. Granted, both games were on the road. He gave up 6 earned runs on 9 hits, no walks, 1 strikeout in 4 1/3 against the Diamondbacks. Followed it up with only 2 earned runs on 4 hits, 3 walks, 6 innings, 7 strikeouts against the Athletics. So a much better second start after getting lit up in the first start for him there. Patrick Corbin making his Rangers debut in this game. And the question is, how do we – because I think Patrick Corbin's an overhated pitcher at this point. Yes, he's not a world beater. He's not an ace. He's not a Cy Young. He's none of that. I'm well aware. I think he's overhated though, and I would like to back the Rangers in this game. The question is, what does the bullpens look like here in this spot, and what does the weather look like in this spot? 7.5 in Wrigley. That tells me the wind's blowing in. All right, wind's blowing in. Wind's blowing from right field to third base, and it's 36 degrees today. So definitely pitcher-friendly weather. And you're giving me an 8? Maybe I just move on this under. The only problem is, do we trust Jameson Taillon? That's my ultimate worry is, can we trust Taillon? And the market's suggesting, yeah, we can. So maybe this is just an under in this spot here. Or maybe I just sit back and watch Patrick Corbin's first start and go from there. Because I think that he is, if he's somebody that is going to be pitching in the major leagues again, I think he's somebody with the Rangers that can get enough run support to win games. So I'm going to stay off this one with a strong lean towards the Rangers in this game and a strong lean towards an under, a no bet. Let's see. Put your money where your mouth is? Yeah. Okay, Royals. No. You click the link that's in the chat and you type it into the Google Forms. You have the effort to type it into the chat. You could type it into the Google Forms as well. Plus, this wouldn't even be accepted because what's the juice? Is it -105? Is it -110? Is it -115? What did you get with the Royals? No, that's not acceptable. Nope. Stick to being scared. 446. Yeah. Jose Alvarado, aren't you supposed to be in the league? What? 446 is scared. How about Razor missing out on 10K on that last horrific play for Houston? Should have hedged for 5K. I still will never advocate for hedging at all. I never have and never will. Overall, it's just a negative EV play. That's all it is you're cutting into your profits. And if you look at expected value over long term, No. I would take the Cubs run line. So would everybody else. I know Nixer hates hedging, but for 5K, you do it. No, I wouldn't. I let it ride. I've had 10-1 tickets where I had it heading into the Stanley Cup Finals last year with the Florida Panthers, where I could have hedged multiple times, especially when that series became 3-0 to 3-3. I could have easily taken the Oilers money line in Game 7 and hedged out of it. But I'm not a bitch. I let shit ride because I don't make bets with the plans to hedge them or cash out or anything along those lines. Pretty simple. I don't hedge, and I never have. I never will, and that is a promise. It is a promise. I will never hedge any of my bets because in the long term, you're only costing yourself money. Pretty simple. What's up? What's up? What's good, B-Hawk? I'm snitching for Adam Silver. Okay. The Knicks today. We'll definitely be talking. We'll definitely be talking about that in a little bit. Coyote, if you had a 10-1 ticket on Houston, don't you hedge for 5K? Absolutely not. Rangers 3-way money line on the first 5. I don't mind it. Went from +2 to favored. All right. Yes, I took a day off in the NBA. There you go. Hedging is stupid. Facts. Facts. Tell me you don't trust your plays. Exactly. That's all it is. For 5K on a pick'em game, you hedge. No. Okay, you guys are nuts. No. We're not. Because, okay, let's just use an example. Okay, you have 10-1, and you're going to hedge -110 on the other side. Like, over the long term, you hedge. Okay, let's just say you hedge to a point where you have 10 grand there, and you win, and you hedge 1,000. Just to say you have a 10-1 ticket. Well, like what Racer did. We'll talk about what Racer did. He put $1,000 on Florida money line yesterday. We're going to call it -110. It was -111. But basically, if Florida wins, you break even. If Houston wins, he got $8,900. And over the long term, you hedge. Let's call it 50-50 odds. You hedge, so your expected value there is either you win 10,000 or you break even. So your expected value is $5,000. All right, and that's putting in you lose everything, or my bad. It's either it's either your expected value. It's either you win 10 grand or you lose 1,000. So it would be my bad. It would be $4,500 is your expected value. All right, you hedge, you break even, but if you lose, but if you win, you profit what? Because it would be what, $8,900. Because you bet 1,000 to win 10 grand. 8,900 would be the -110 if it wins there, and then you're subtracting another 1,000 from that, and then so your expected value is $3,950. I don't know about you. I prefer expected value of $4,500 rather than $3,950. Pretty simple, right? Cool. Agree. You let it ride. F hedging, let it ride. He's a hedgehog, yeah. You hedge, you're not a capper on backing. Fair. Higgy hedged his bet is calling Higgy's. I'm not calling Higgs stupid in general, but that was a stupid move. Yeah, you may have broke even that one game, or they may have lost. But over the long term, if it's a 50-50 odds you have on a championship game where it's either you lose $1,000 or you gain 10,000, you don't fucking hedge. Your EV is significantly better if you don't hedge. Yes, I understand there'll be individual circumstances where it'll benefit you. But over the long term, if you plan on doing this for more than a year or more than a couple weeks or anything like that, you don't hedge. Simple. Morning, Nick. What's good, Untouchable? What's good untouchable? Okay day yesterday. I saw you. I think it went 3-2. I didn't hedge my plus 400 because I only won 800, but 5K I do. I wouldn't hedge at all. I would let it ride and I would sweat the hell out of it. And I'm definitely not hedging for minus 110. That's for sure. Maybe if I have a 10-1 ticket and they're a minus 300 favorite in the championship game, yeah, maybe then the plus 200 on the opposite side, maybe you're talking a little bit better. But a pick 'em for that? Fuck no. Edmonton Anaheim was the most profitable game. Ducks money line under anytime goal. Henrique and McTavish. Hell yeah. Yes, I'm not backing that. Yeah, fair. We'll keep it going as we're an hour and 20 minutes in. We still got 5 more games in the MLB before we get into the big NBA and NHL cards. Milwaukee Brewers taking on the Colorado Rockies. We have the Brewers minus 160 road favorites with a total of 9.5. Let's take a look at the line history in this game here between Freddie Peralta and Kyle Freeland. This line opened up at a 145 for the Brewers. It's now 156. So we do have an 11-cent line moving here towards the Brewers. Line opened up at a 9.5 minus 115. It's now a 9.5 at minus 109. So move towards the under here as well. So we do have a move towards the under. We have moved towards the Brewers here, suggesting Peralta pitch as well, which he's pitched okay so far this season. Let's take a look at the cash flow, and then we'll get into the pitching matchup here, where we have 65% of tickets and 70% of cash on the over. So not an overly public over, but generally with course field games, we don't see the 99.99s like we do on normal games because people get scared off of high totals. 9.5, 10s, 10.5, 11s, 11.5, 12. The public will not be on those overs because they are too high. The high numbers do scare the public off of overs. That's one thing I have noticed, which is why I generally like overs when the total's higher. 65% of tickets and 70% of cash is on the over. The line has moved towards the under though. And the line's moved towards Milwaukee because we have Freddie Peralta, who these two teams did. They faced last year. It was the matchup was Peralta and Freeland last year, which is interesting there. Peralta's been awesome. He's coming in off of his last start against the Royals. He got a no decision, but only gave up 1 earned run on 2 hits, no walks, 8 strikeouts, and 8 innings pitched. Only threw 97 pitches. He looked good. His first start, 2 earned runs on 4 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched. Taking a look at the other side with Kyle Freeland. By the way, that last game last year was a 4-1 win for the Rockies as plus 255 underdogs. Kyle Freeland's not had the easiest of schedules heading into the of matchup so far, and he's done pretty well. His first start, he gave up no earned runs on 2 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts, and 6 innings pitched. Got a no decision against the Tampa Bay Rays. He followed that up with a loss, 3 earned runs on 9 hits, no walks, and 6 2/3 innings pitched against the Phillies. He didn't look bad though. You go 6 innings in Citizens Bank ballpark, giving up 3 runs. Fine, whatever. I'm not going to overly criticize you here. Kyle Freeland likes pitching in Coors Field, though. That's one thing that I believe it's been noted over the past where he's done much better at home than he does on the road, which is weird because usually pitchers don't have success on the moon there in Colorado. And I think that we could see a game where Kyle Freeland pitches well in this one here. And I think we can see a game where Peralta pitches well too. Colorado had the day off yesterday, so they have a fully rested and ready to go bullpen. Question is, do you trust that bullpen? And the same with the Brewers. I do trust the Brewer bullpen. So the question is, will the Rocky bullpen be good enough to keep this game under 9.5? Let's take a look at the weather real quick too before we move on with this game because I kind of want to take the under. We have, it looks like, wind blowing in from left field to first base at first pitch. 70 degrees in Colorado. So one of the warmer games on the card today is in Colorado. Who would have guessed? I think this game stays under. And I kind of want to move on this under in this spot between Freeland and Peralta. I'm getting 9.5. Let's see, 9.5 minus 110 over on Fanatics. I'm going to move on that here. Under 9.5 here, minus 110 with the Brewers and the Rockies. We got 2 fresh, ready to go bullpens, which I feel like if you're going to trust the Rocky bullpen, I feel like this would be the game to do it when they have all their arms available. So I'll move on it here in this spot. Rockies, Brewers under 9.5. Rockies, Brewers under 9.5 for me. Who are the Brewers to lay minus 160 at Coors? Give me plus 135. They won last night, so the streak starts. Well, they won 2 days ago, but yeah. Small play. Over 9.5. I'm against you there. I'm on the under. And I feel like I'm on the under with confidence in this game. Enough to bet it at the very least. So I'm against you there, Robert. But hey, it is what it is. My unders have killed me this year, so probably this game will be over by the third inning. We'll move on where we have the Houston Astros taking on the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners did win last night, so there is that. As I lost the team total over with the Astros in that game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one because it's minus 110 for the Mariners. They're between Framber Valdez and Luis Castillo. Line opened up even money for the Mariners. It's now minus 119. So the line move towards the Mariners tells me they're probably the play in this game. I want to take a look what the cash flow says, but the Mariners look like the play in this game. Line opened up at 7 minus 105. It's now 7 minus 102. Framber Valdez did not look good in his last start. Let's take a look. 45% of tickets, 91% of cash is on the Mariners. So sharp money coming in heavy on the Mariners in this game to get the win over the Astros. Doesn't shock me in that spot. And then 98-99 on the over. That does surprise me. Even though, it's a 7, so I guess. Framber Valdez struggled in his last start, gave up 5 earned runs on 4 hits, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts, though, in 5 innings against the Giants. He did throw 7 shutout innings against the Mets. On the flip side, we have Luis Castillo, who did not pitch in his it's showing he did not pitch there. So his last start was back on April 2nd. 2 earned runs on 5 hits, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and 7 innings pitched against the Detroit Tigers. He looked good. And he's been very consistent so far this year. 2 runs of 5 innings of 2-run baseball, 7 innings of 2-run baseball. He's been good. And I think he can pitch well in this game here, Luis Castillo. And at the way the market's moving in this game, how are we not on the Mariners in this game? The Astros, Brian Abreu thrown back-to-back days. Taylor Scott threw yesterday as well, but Josh Hader had a day off. O'Kirk had 2 days off. King had a day off. Montero and Contreras, they had a day off, but they threw 39 pitches on Sunday each. So that's kind of tricky to say, they'll be available. And then on the flip side, we have the Seattle Mariners. Damn it. I have to reload the page because I accidentally clicked off of it. But we have the Mariners who I believe are pretty fresh and ready to go. For this game here. Thornton threw 14. He won't be available because he's done 3 out of the last 4. Munoz threw 13. He should be fine. Gregory Santos will not pitch today. He's thrown back-to-back days. It says Mariners or no bet here for me. I think I want to move on the Mariners in this game at the money line price. Just go full game with them here. Best available number is minus 120. Across the board. So I'm going to move on the Mariners here at minus 120 in this game against the Astros for them to get a win here in this spot. Everything points towards it. So I'll tell you with Seattle at minus 120. Let's see. Mets going to destroy the Marlins. All right. First 5 under. Mets don't score. Pass. Mariner run line. There you go. Got 3 first 5 unders so far. Yeesh. I moved on an under yet? I'm a little hesitant on unders right now. I have not moved on. I moved on the under in the Milwaukee game. Shaking my head. What happened to Mr. Woo? He's hurt. He's hurt right now. He's not available. You're right. At the 446 at the same time, there could be a backdoor missing. This could be a backdoor messing with Mets. Okay. My guy, Mr. TNT, Tage Thompson, anytime goal. Fair. A's money line. Reds need to step it up. It's weird. We're talking about the Astros and the Mariners. But yeah. We will move on. We have 3 games remaining. The Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the Baltimore Orioles, minus 115 for the Diamondbacks, total of 9 in this game. High total in this spot, but I understand the high total. Charlie Morton taking on Merrill Kelly in this game here. Line opened up, Arizona minus 120. It's now Arizona minus 104. So we do have a move towards the Orioles in this game, a pretty significant one too. Line opened up at a 9. It's now a 9.5. So we do have a move towards the over here as well. We have 71% of tickets, 76% of cash on the over. Lines moving towards the over. And then we have 61% tickets, 52% of cash on the Diamondbacks. The lines moving towards the Orioles. How are we not on the Orioles and the over in this game? Because I think if the Orioles do win this game, it'll be because they score runs, because I do not trust Charlie Morton whatsoever. In his last start, 5 earned runs on 6 hits, 2 walks, 10 strikeouts, and 5 innings pitched. And then the previous game before that, 4 earned runs on 7 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, and 3 1/3. He's looked bad. Merrill Kelly hasn't looked good either, though. He's pitching to a 10 ERA very, very early, though, so keep that in mind. 2 starts. He's faced the Cubs and the Yankees. He gave up 1 earned run on 3 hits, 4 walks, 1 strikeout, and 5 1/3 against the Cubs. Follow that up with 9 earned runs on 9 hits, 3 walks, and 3 2/3, just 2 strikeouts against the Yankees. I mean, I don't trust either of these pitchers right now. And I think this is obviously, this is me going back to the first 5 over in this spot here. But I want to double up on overs here in this spot. Maybe even triple up on overs. I think the Orioles put up runs in this game. And I think we get a good number here to back overs in this spot. First 5 over 5, minus 105 on ESPN Bet. Full game over 9.5, minus 105 on Bet365. And let me take a look to see if this is reasonable as well. It is. Minus 115 for the full game, for the team total over for the Orioles. I think Merrill Kelly gets pounded, and so does the markets. And this is my first triple up of the year. But yeah, I'm going to be on Orioles team total over, first 5 and full game overs here as well. I think this is a game where the Orioles put up some runs. Merrill Kelly gets hit. But on the flip side, I don't want to trust Morton either. So I think this is the best way to back the Orioles here as well, or back the Orioles without having to back a money line with them, because I don't trust Charlie Morton at all. So this would be just team total over, which at minus 115 for 4.5, sign me up. So I'm tripling up on the spot, which makes me a little nervous, but I'll definitely be paying attention to this game here. First 5 over 5, minus 105. Full game over 9.5, minus 105. Orioles team total over 4.5, minus 115. Everything correlates for me to, I think the first 5 over is the best bet on the card, but I also really, really like the full game over and the team total over as well. So yeah, a lot of action in this game here, but I think we get some runs and specifically from the Orioles side. So yeah, wow, triple up spot on the over this one here. Let's see. Marlins team total over 2.5. I don't know. Diamondbacks money line in the over 9. I could see it. I could definitely see this game being 7-6 Diamondbacks. I'm out. Good luck. I'm going to put in plays because I'm the number one ESP fan. Appreciate it, Quayle. Also, you're a member of the channel, so we definitely appreciate you there for that. I need to start betting money line and over parlays every other day because that's been the pattern. Yeah, MLB pattern betting. Screw that. Business. Okay. Good luck. Cool. All right. Good luck. Sure you do. If you did, you'd put in contest plays, but you don't. So you don't. We'll move on. We have the Cincinnati Reds and the San Francisco Giants. We have the Giants minus 130 favorites with a total of 7.5 in this game. Let's get into the line history here, where we have the Giants team opening up at around minus, where is this? Minus 150.25. Line open up 7.5, minus 110. It's now 7.5, minus 103. Move towards the under here as well. We have Logan Roop taking on Nick Lodolo. 73% tickets and 78% cash coming on the Giants. Lines moving towards them, so market showing some respect towards them there. And then 92% tickets, 93% cash on the over. I was on the first 5 under in this game yesterday. Unders in Reds games have been awesome just because they've not been scoring this year. And that's actually 4-6 over under the last 10 games. So that's kind of interesting there. Nick Lodolo, in his so far this year, gave his last start was part of a 1-0 loss. He gave up no earned runs on 4 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts in 6 2/3 against the Brewers. The 1 run was given up unearned, which cost him the game, which gave him the loss. 2 earned runs on 5 hits in his first start, got the win over the Giants. 6 innings pitched, 1 strikeout. So these two teams playing each other twice, but in the first couple of weeks, that's kind of weird. And that's all the Giants and the Reds would see from each other this year. It's just these 2 series very, very early in the year, which is kind of interesting there. Not a game I'm going to get involved with, honestly. I lean Giants in this game. I believe, if I remember right, this is the first place Giants, if I remember right. Let's see. San Francisco Giants. They are 8-2 this year. Stats. Team stats. They're my bad. They're a game behind, or a half game behind the first place Padres. So yeah, second place Giants. They've been a sneaky little team so far this year. I would lean towards their direction if I am betting this one, but not betting it. Giants run line. Yeah, I can see it. I can definitely see it. I see this a little bit more of a lower variance game, though, so it'd kind of be difficult for a run line. It'd just be a money line for me. But last game, we have the first place San Diego Padres taking on the Oakland Athletics. -130 for the Padres, total of 8 in this game. Another game that really didn't jump off the page too much. Fun pitching matchup, Jeffrey Springs and Dylan Cease. Taking a look at the line history in this game here. It opened up at an 8.5, down to an 8. Line opened up at a 140. It's down to a 129. So we've moved towards the under here as well as a move towards these Oakland Athletics. 97% of tickets, 98% of cash is on the over. And then 91 and 96 is on the Padres. Looking at Jeffrey Springs so far this year, he's pitched twice. He went up against the Cubs, gave up 4 earned runs on 5 hits, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, and 3 innings pitched. And then in his first start, went up against the Mariners, shut him down, 6 innings of no-run baseball, 3 hits, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. On the flip side, we had Dylan Cease, who so far this year has been okay. And I'm trying to get up his numbers. Here we go. Last game, he went up against the Cleveland Guardians, went 6 1/3, gave up 1 earned run on 4 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. And then previous, he gave up 3 earned runs on 4 hits, 2 walks, 4 1/3, 7 strikeouts against the Braves. Ultimately, another pass for me to end my card. I know not very exciting way to end my card, but just a game that I'm not overly. I don't see enough of an edge for me to pull the trigger on it. I guess I lean under in this game, and I kind of lean Oakland in this one as well. But once again, not a game I'm getting involved with. I feel like I have good enough. I like my card the way it is. Here is with this game, with this MLB card. So yes, it'll just be a pass for me to end MLB here for me. Over 8.5, and Padres run line fair. Back on Quan and Jung Lee, both to get a hit at +120. Rinse and repeat this one. There you go. Tatis Jr. hit one on top of the warehouse in this field. Yeah, the ball flies in Sacramento there. It's going to be a bandbox there for sure. But we'll make the transition from the good old diamond to the NBA. Yawn. And we'll get it started here with the Atlanta Hawks taking on the Orlando Magic. We have the Magic 4.5-point favorites, total 225.5. Line open up at a 5, and it's now down to a 4.5. So we do have a move towards the Hawks in this game. Line open up 224.5. It's now 225.5. So we have a move towards the under here as well. take a look at the cash flow in this game here, where we have the Magic are getting 58% tickets and 54% of the cash, and the line's moving slightly towards them. No, it's moved towards Atlanta with 42 and 46 on them. 64% or 79% tickets, 79% cash on the over here as well. Let me switch over to switching over to the NBA for covers, where we have for this matchup, the Atlanta Hawks are coming in off of a win and a push against the Atlanta Hawks or against the Utah Jazz as 13-point favorites, which snapped a 3-game losing streak for them. And that one. On the flip side, we have the Orlando Magic coming in off of back-to-back wins against Sacramento. Not Sacramento. They beat Sacramento, lost to the Clippers, then back-to-back wins against the Spurs and the Wizards. They come back home after just a 2-game road trip there. These are the 7 and the 8 seed in the Eastern Conference. This is a big game for who gets home court advantage in that first play-in game, because all of them, we know the play-in teams and we know the and we know the playoff teams. And it's just positioning at this point. And I feel like, actually, now looking at it, we're pretty lock solid. Other than maybe the Pistons can pass the Bucks. They're a game and a half behind the Bucks for the 5 seed. Other than that, I think the only thing we're really worried about is who's playing where in the play-in. The Orlando Magic currently have a 1-game lead over the Atlanta Hawks. Does it really matter? I really don't care. And I guess it's Hawks or no bet. Hawks trying to catch the Magic for that 7 seed. So I guess I lean Hawks in this game if I'm betting it. It makes sense. The line is moving towards the Hawks in this game. So it is Atlanta or no bet for me, but I don't trust the Hawks right now. Boo! Yes, I'm trying to get this as fast as possible. I'm not a fan of the NBA, and it's been a miserable last little bit of the NBA because I bet on teams that I think it's motivational spots, and I think it's spots they'll care, and then they get blown out and they don't care. So it's just been stupid and annoying and frustrating. And yes, so we'll move on though, where we have the Memphis Grizzlies 14-point road favorites, total of 230 in this one here. Obviously, the Grizzlies have something to play for. They're currently the 8th seed, but they're tied with the Timberwolves and the Warriors and the Clippers, and they're a half game behind the Nuggets. So they can go from the 4th seed, from the 8th seed to the 4th seed with win and a little bit of help. Line opened up at a 13.5. It's now a 14. Line opened up 230. It's now 229 in this game. So we even moved towards the under here as well. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game, 69% of tickets, 75 cash is coming in on Memphis. The line is moving towards Memphis. 89% of tickets and 90% of cash is on the over here as well. We have the Charlotte Hornets, 19 and 59 this year on the road, hopefully for them to Cooper Flag. They've lost 3 in a row. They did cover against the Pacers, but they did not against the Bulls, and they did not against the Kings, with a 23-point loss against the Kings, a 14-point loss against the Grizzlies. Both would cash the minus 13.5, 14 range for the Grizzlies tonight. Memphis, they're off of back-to-back wins against Detroit and against Miami. They're fighting right now for that top spot. Ja Morant's back and playing. This should be a game where the Grizzlies rout the Hornets. And I feel like this is, I guess, if there is a motivational spot, it is to get out of a play-in, which the Memphis Grizzlies still can do. And I think this is a game that they just come in and beat the shit out of them. And I'll lay the 13.5 here with the Grizzlies. Fuck it. This should be a game where they come in, they beat up on a bad team, and they move up in the standings because of it. I see this as a game where they come in and they get a 20-point win in this game. I'll lay the 13.5 with Memphis on the road here. Just in time for the best part of the show. No, you missed it. We just finished up baseball. NBA, yeesh. Yeah. What's up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's cash today. Hit the like button, people. So some appreciation, subscribe, and share it to me. You know the rest of the saying, my dog. MLB and NHL. Let's go. Yes, I got you. But we'll continue on. The Indiana Pacers are 18.5-point favorites against the Washington Wizards. Where's the motivation for them to be 18.5-point favorites in this game? Where is the motivation on the Pacers in this spot? They're 3 games behind the Knicks. They're 3 games ahead of the Bucks with 3 games to go. Are we down to just 3 games remaining for the Pacers? So they're locked into that spot. Okay, with the win today, they're locked into the 4 seed. Like, there's really nothing for them to play for, and they get 2 games against Cleveland coming up as well. Why are they this big of favorites? Other than we know Washington is tanking. Line open up 18.5. It's still an 18.5. Line open up 239.5. It's down to 236. Where's the motivation here? Like, 54% tickets, 51% of cash on the Wizards. Line's really not moving. 87% of tickets, 85% of cash on the over. I think the Wizards are the play here in this game. How are we not on the Wizards in this game? Is one thing I'm curious. They're off of just bad losses. Maybe this should just stay off. They were 19.5-point dogs and still didn't cover against Boston. But that was against Boston. There's no way in hell I'm laying 18.5 with Indiana. The only game I'm looking at in this one here will be the only thing I'd look at here in this game is Wizards. It would be Wizards or no bet, but there's no bet here for me. We'll continue on. Cleveland Cavaliers, 12-point favorites against the Bulls. Total 240 in this one. This line's now a 14 for Cleveland. Line opened up to 10.5. It's all the way up to a 14. Line opened up to 38.5. It's now 239. So move towards the over here as well. Another question of where's the motivation? Because we see what? Cleveland 4 games up for the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference at 62-16. They have 4 games remaining on the card: Chicago, Indiana, New York, and Indiana. They get 1 more win in their last 4 games, and they are the number 1 seed throughout the entire playoff. Throughout the Eastern Conference, the only team that would have home court advantage over them would be Oklahoma City. On the flip side, the Bulls are a game behind the Hawks for that spot. With a win, they'll be at the very worst a game behind the they would still be a game behind the Hawks. Very worst. If not, they'll be a game behind. They would gain a game on the Magic at the very worst. And so this is still an important-ish game for the Chicago Bulls. If they don't want to play in the 9-10 game and they want to get up to that 7-8 game. So there's a little bit of motivation there. Where's the motivation for Cleveland? I feel like this is a Cleveland team. Have they been coasting as of late and we just take the Bulls here in this spot? They're off of a loss. They're not covering as of late. Yeah, I'm gonna take Chicago in this game. Getting all the points, trying to fight into the 9 spot. It wouldn't shock me to see Chicago win this game outright. For those interested in that, wow, there's not many places posting lines on this game apparently. Yeah, plus 13.5, minus 110. Sign me up. I'm gonna take the Bulls in this spot in this game, getting all the points against probably they have a little bit more motivation against a Cleveland team that's got really no motivation. They've basically got the number 1 seed locked up. They're coasting at this point. They've not been covering. Cleveland may win this game, but they don't cover 13.5. I'll take the 13.5 here with Chicago. All right, lean Atlanta, me too. Memphis minus, I'm on that. Pass, lean over Indy. Fair. Here we are. We will go on to the next game. The Boston Celtics taking on the New York Knicks. This game's a -1 for the Knicks, total of 221.5. Let me take a look at the line history in this game and the cash flow. Where this line opened up, Boston -2. It's now Knicks -1.5. Line opened up 221.5, still 221.5. Is this injury related or is this cash flow related? Because this could be Knicks if it is cash flow related. Because and here's the thing, though. These two teams really have nothing to play for. The Knicks are coming in off of back-to-back wins, and it looks like Jalen Brunson's day-to-day. He is probable for tonight's game against the Celtics. On the flip side, Jaylen Brown's day-to-day, Al Horford's out, Holiday's day-to-day, White's day-to-day, Porzingis' day-to-day, Jason Tatum. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they sat a bunch of players in this game, the Boston Celtics, but do any of these teams have any motivation? Because the Knicks, they have 3 games remaining. They're 3 games up on Indiana. They've got the 3 seed locked up. They're not catching Boston. They know where they are. Boston's got the 2 seed locked up. They're not catching Cleveland. They know where they are. I see no motivation for either side. I have no interest in betting this game whatsoever. Lean the Wiz 2+, yeah. Lean Knicks, Chicago plus. Yes, I'm on the Bulls. I'm on the Bulls, and I'm on the Grizzlies so far. This is 1-800-GAMBLER. Move on. I don't even want to give this game my attention, honestly. We have the Nets 3-point favorites, total 214. Your guess is as good as mine. I can give a fuck about the markets. I can care less about what these teams have done as of late. They have no motivation or anything along those lines, and that's what I'm trying to find this late into the season. So, yeah, I have no interest in backing this game whatsoever. We'll move on. Minnesota Timberwolves, Milwaukee Bucks. Now we're talking about a game that might have some playoff implications. The Bucks do have motivation to win, but the question is, will they? They take on the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have some motivation to win. The Minnesota Timberwolves are part of that 4-way tie for 6, 7, 8, and 9. Or not bad, 4, 5, 6, 8, 7, and 8 for the Western Conference, where they do not want to be in a play-in game if they can help it. Minnesota coming in on 5 straight wins and looking good doing so. And on the flip side, Milwaukee, they're off of 4 straight wins. I want to take a look at injuries here to try to figure out why this line is the way it is. Giannis Antetokounmpo is questionable, and Damian Lillard's, he's still out long-term. So, this is obviously a motivational spot for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I think if you look the rest of the season between the Lakers, I think are pretty much guaranteed into that 3 seed at this point. If you look between the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Warriors, the Timberwolves, and the Grizzlies, I think if you bet on those 5 teams the rest of the year, you're going to come out pretty well. I want to take a look at what this line history has done. Line opened up 2.5, got up to a 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5. So we've seen a massive line movement here towards the Timberwolves. I think rightfully so. 70% of tickets and 78% of cash on the Timberwolves, and the line's moving towards them. I lean in that direction. I think maybe we've missed our line a little bit because we could have gotten a much better line. But with that being said, I'm not going to move on this game. It would be T-Wolves or no bet, but not going to play it at all. 1-800, yeah. I like Atlanta and Memphis too. Bucks money line, I can't get there. Brio Kelly, what is good? What is good? All right, I was talking about this game the other day, but I mean, the question is the motivation there for Oklahoma City? They're taking on the Lakers. Oklahoma City is 15-point favorites in this game. And maybe this is just first quarter and first half after they just got the shit beaten out of them in the last game against this Lakers team. They got humiliated in that game. It was over before it started. And we know where the Lakers are going to be. We're almost certain they're going to be the 3 seed in the Western Conference, and they're going to take on whoever gets not in the play-ins, but yeah, and that's 6 seed. I wanted to back the Oklahoma City Thunder in this game. I did. I absolutely did. When I heard the other day it was -8.5, -9. And -15. Fuck this. LeBron James is day-to-day. Bronny James is day-to-day. Vincent, Reeves, Donnie Smith, Luka Doncic, all day-to-day. Roy Hachimura is out. Maxi Kleber is out. This should be a game that Oklahoma City just comes in and wipes the floor with them. Should be. Is it a game that I'm going to back them to do that though? No. This was Thunder or no bet for me, and it's going to be a no bet. What's the first half? -9. I'm good. I'm A-okay. I wanted to back the Thunder. I thought it was a great spot for the Thunder at -8.5, -9. But you rest the Lakers resting everybody, which means this should be a blowout. This game should be one where the Thunder win by at least 20. Absolutely. I'm not going to get involved, though. We'll move on. Golden State Warriors and the Phoenix Suns. You guys know my thought process behind the Warriors right now. It's very similar to my thought process behind the Timberwolves and the Clippers and the Nuggets and the Grizzlies. It's you back those teams. They obviously have a lot of motivation to stay out of the play-ins and get an actual play-off spot. Granted, I think those 8 teams will make it out because I don't see Sacramento or Dallas, whoever wins that game, beating Memphis or Minnesota in the play-in game. At the end of the day, I think the 7 and 8 seeds will be the 7 and 8 seeds, regardless of who they are. It's just you get to play 1 or 2 less games and not risk having your season eliminated in one game. Let's take a look at the cash flow. It's 85% of tickets, 90% of cash on the Warriors. Those lines opened up at 6.5. It's now 9. So we do have a decent move towards the Warriors here in this spot. And I want to take a look at what one thing is real quick, because I was hyping up saying that I would look towards those teams. And Memphis, they're is it not? All right, let's see. Bovada, does Bovada have? All right, where's the best? Where's the money lines for this game here? Looks like Caesars is the only one giving money line for that game. It's annoying. Because I was going to say, and they're not even offering it there for the. If you put together a parlay with Memphis, with Minnesota, Golden State, and Clippers, I think you come out. I think that could be a winner tonight. I don't advocate for parlays, but I think that 4-teamer would look good for that. But yeah. Okay, see, revenge trifecta get back in. Yeah, it's -15 though. Road Warriors trifecta. LA will not be the 3. Golden State will be the 3. Maybe they might. I got a piece of Oklahoma City 8.5. I wish I did too. Before it jumped to where now. Wish I got a little bit more down on it. Parlay piece for anyone. SGA 25 plus points has hit in 25 of 26 games. Nice. We'll move on. Last game. Yay. Last game on the card. We ran through NBA pretty quick, and I'm totally cool with that. We have the Clippers taking on the Spurs. The Clippers are 13-point favorites with a total of 227.5 in this game. Motivation should not be a problem here for the LA Clippers, as they are part of that 4-team barrage. I open up at a 14, though. It's now down to a 12.5. So we do have a move towards the Spurs in this game. I want to open up 227. It's now 227.5. Move towards the under. When we do have 85% tickets and 89% cash on the Spurs. So that's enough to keep me off the Spurs in this one here. And 94% of tickets, 93% of cash is on the over in this one as well. Another game I'm not betting. If this line moved towards the Clippers, I'm probably a little bit more interested in them. This line dropping with all the money coming on the Clippers is enough to keep me off. So it looks like for the NBA today, I'll just be Bulls and Grizzlies. Just Bulls and Grizzlies for me in the NBA today, which I'm totally fine with because the least amount of NHL or NBA action, the better. So, which we'll move into the NHL. Let's get into it. We have the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Buffalo Sabres. We have the Hurricanes -180 road favorites with a total of 6.5 in this game. And it's pretty simple. This is 100% Buffalo or no bet in this game here, because we've seen it from Carolina at this point. They're mailing it in. They're not trying because which I would love for them to continue to do that, because I still need them under 100.5 points, I want to say, is what I got my future on them with. And they are at 96 points with 6 games to go. That's not going to cash unless they go 2-4 in their last 6 games. I believe that's what it was the under 100.5 points for them here. But we have a Buffalo Sabres team that's playing good right now. And is not playing out the strings and is playing good at home. I'm trying to find where's my NHL futures? Did I not? Oh, they're in a spreadsheet. That's where they are. Untitled spreadsheet. Yeah, I want to take a look at what it was. I believe it was 100.5 for the Carolina Hurricanes that I got for them. And for the Buffalo Sabres, this is a team that's trying still. Now, granted, they're not going anywhere, and they're not going to make the playoffs again. But this is a team that you look at their home games as of late: 6-3 against Boston, 3-2 against Tampa Bay. Granted, this will be the third game in 4 days for them. But yeah, 7-3 against Pittsburgh, 3-2 against Ottawa. I believe before that they beat Vegas, they beat Edmonton. Like, this is a team that's winning as big dogs at home. They've been pretty good. On the flip side, Carolina's not trying. They're not. They just lost 5-1 to the Boston Bruins, and they lost 5-3 to the Detroit Red Wings. And this is a Buffalo team. Their offense is getting going. Why are we not on the Buffalo Sabres? Not only money line, but team total over as well. Because the Sabres are scoring goals too. 6-3-5-8-4-7-3-5. They've gone over that team total over 2.5 in the last 8 games. And I would like to continue to fade the Carolina Hurricanes because they're still priced like they're one of the best teams in the league, which let me not get this construed. They are one of the best teams in the league. And I do think they will take care of business in that first round against New Jersey rather easily. But they're not trying right now. Sabres are. They're a big price. And I'm going to take a shot with them here. Sabres team total over 2.5, minus 120, and the money line as well, plus 180. You give me top tier teams towards the end of the season where their spots are locked in, because here's the thing. They're not catching Washington. Washington needs one more point to lock up the Metropolitan Division. And the Devils are not catching the Carolina Hurricanes. The Devils have 5 games remaining. The Carolina Hurricanes have a game in hand, and they're 7 points ahead of the Devils. They're not catching so the Carolina Hurricanes know exactly where their spot is right now. And that is hosting game 1 at the Lenovo Center in Raleigh, North Carolina against the New Jersey Devils. That's what's going to happen. And we all know it now. That'll be the matchup. And Buffalo is not playing out the string because we all know who the best team in hockey is. It is the Buffalo Sabres after eliminated. So yes, I'm doubling up on the Sabres here. I think for the rest of the season, the Sabres are bet on. The Sabres are a bet on team going on the rest of the year, especially in front of their home crowd at KeyBank Arena there, KeyBank Center in Buffalo, New York. So yeah, I'm on the Buffalo Sabres with confidence in this game, plus 180, and team total over 2.5. Dare we take the Sabres? Absolutely. Yep. Finally, the coolest part of the show. LAC, but pass. Boo. You boo. Yes. Anytime goal, Tane Thompson. Buffalo first period in the under. Hey, I'll take 3-2. Wait, when did the Devils qualify for the playoffs? They haven't yet. Currently, the Devils are 10 points up on the Red Wings. And the Red Wings have a game in hand. And the Red Wings have 6 games remaining, so the best they can do is 91 points. With the Red Wings loss or a Devils win, they do clinch the playoffs. So they will make the playoffs. The Devils will be fine. As I was saying earlier when everybody was jumping on no playoffs for the Devils, I was saying, hold your horses, don't do that. They'll be fine. So they are going to make the playoffs. And the question is what? And actually, there's not really a question because both teams in the wild card are Atlantic. So they're not being any threatened. There's no threats of anybody passing them for that seed to play the Hurricanes in the first round because the Rangers and the Islanders are both not doing it. So yeah. Just in case, yeah, you're good. Devils will make it because all the other New York teams fell off. I mean, the Islanders, I could have expected that because that core is getting a little older and they were a fringe playoff team to begin with. The downfall of the New York Rangers needs to be studied. Going from being a President's Trophy winner, opening the season as like a favorite to win the cup or one of the favorites to win the cup, to missing the playoffs completely. Yeah. I missed my comment, but I had this the same NBA parlay with the team starter trying. Got it. Yeah. So basically, they can qualify tonight. Yep. Since the Wings and Bruins will lose. Fair. Got -103, but I threw in Cleveland. Seeing -135 on that play now. My one parlay that I'm for the night. There you go. Yeah, I could definitely see that. We'll move on. This game's a clusterfuck. From what I'm hearing, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Florida Panthers. With the Panthers now being -130. Now I had full intentions on taking the Leafs in this game, and I still might. And I think this is one of those games where I need to look at what the Florida Panthers lineup looks like and what the Toronto Maple Leafs lineup looks like to understand why this line's moving the way it is. I know Sam Bennett's not playing. But here it is. They got Reinhart back. They got Barkov back. So yeah, the top line will be Barkov, Reinhart, Verhaeghe, Lundell, Marchand, Lusterinen on the second line, Rodriguez, Puljujarvi, Samasevich on the third line, Nosek, Greer, and Gacevich on the fourth line. So they've gotten some players back. Sam Bennett will not be playing. Matthew Tkachuk's still out. Aaron Ekblad's still out. Dmitry Kulikov and Nico Sturm. So it's still no Tkachuk, no Ekblad, no Bennett, but they are getting Barkov back, and they are getting Reinhart back. So there is that. I think that's probably why the line's the way it is. I want to take a look what Toronto Maple Leafs look like, because we know the Florida Panthers that's not a bet on quote here for towards the end of the season. If you're not worried about who you play in the first round, Matthews, Marner, Nyes, Tavares, McMahon, Nylander. Trying to look at they're fully ready to go. And I understand the line movement towards the Maple Leafs, I disagree with it, but I understand the line movement towards it, and I will gladly take the Leafs as a dog in this game. And I will gladly fade the Florida Panthers again. Especially you're giving me that type of number for a Leafs team that's trying, that wants to win the Atlantic Division, versus a Panthers team that says, we're fine playing whoever we get in the playoffs. Let's just start the playoffs already. So yeah, I'll definitely take a shot here with the Florida Panthers, or with the Toronto Maple Leafs to fade the Florida Panthers. I got the Leafs at +125. And I think the Leafs basically can lock up the they wouldn't lock up the Atlantic with a win, but yeah. Oh, I did not mean to click that. Under and draw. Apparently Reinhart, Forsling, Barkov are all back tonight. Cool. Give me the Leafs. That makes me like the Leafs even more. Yeah. Panthers could very well dominate, just to remind us that the losing streak was nothing to worry about. Very well could. I faded them the last couple games. I'll keep going there. Let's see. Exactly. Go Red Wings. The show is boring now and long. Need to cut it some ish out, basically we can cut out NBA. I think that would actually work a lot better because the other sports, they actually care right now. I thought about it too, especially all these rumors. What if the Cats were to say psych and beat the Leafs? Then I'd be happy, because then my Lightning future to win the Atlantic's back in the mix. But yeah, and just went through the NBA in 10 minutes. Yes, we'll talk about it more in depth when it comes to the playoffs, when players are actually going to try. We'll move on. The Montreal Canadiens, minus 125, total of 5.5 in this game against the Detroit Red Wings. And we have an interesting this is an interesting matchup here because we do have the Detroit Red Wings, who are 6 points behind this Montreal Canadiens team with a game in hand. The Red Wings are not 100% dead yet. And I believe the Red Wings have actually been playing pretty well as of late. They've won 2 in a row. Unfortunately, Montreal's won 5 in a row, and Montreal refuses to lose anymore. They've played a lot of hockey, but they refuse to lose. And I'm almost certain, basically, it's locked in. Montreal Canadiens will make the playoffs. They've won 5 in a row against Florida, Boston, Philly, Nashville. And in their remaining games, which Montreal has 5 remaining games, they will get Detroit, and then after that they play Ottawa, Toronto, Chicago, and Carolina to end the year. So they'll have a couple teams trying, but Chicago, that should be an easy win. And Carolina's probably not trying at that time because they've got all their playoff stuff locked in and everything along those times. Detroit, they have been fighting a little bit. They've won 2 in a row and 3 of the last 4. Their only loss was against a red hot St. Louis Blues team. I backed them against the Hurricanes. I backed them against the Panthers, and I'm leaning towards them against the Canadiens here in this one. It's Detroit or no bet. It's probably going to be no bet for me right now. Both these teams are motivated, but it would be Detroit or no bet. Yeah. Under legit, the Habs have been sturdy AFers when I bet against them. Yes, it's been very frustrating. Yes, no need to talk about regular season trash ball now. It's garbage. The product sucks in the NBA. It just plain and simply does. We'll move on, though. Minus 245 favorites are the New Jersey Devils, total of 5.5. Obviously, the Devils do have motivation in this game with the win, I believe, locks in a playoff spot. Boston's just been pure fade material, but and then they lost their last game against the Buffalo Sabres. New Jersey coming in on 3 straight wins against Minnesota, and the Rangers. They're coming in off of that nice win against the Rangers, which basically locked up their spot because the Rangers were the team that was chasing the Devils. And I believe the Devils have the tiebreaker over the Rangers. So with just win and you're in if you're the New Jersey Devils. On the flip side, Boston right now is fade or no bet. So the question is, do we want to get involved with the Devils in this game? And I think maybe the way to get involved with it here is maybe just a team total over for the Devils in this game, which is even money for 3.5. I can lean that way. A little too expensive for the Devils in the spot for me, so it's just a lean at this point, but no bet. Ice, where's that 2-team thing you do? There you go. Habs puck line, untouchable. I have a lot of stuff. There you go. We'll move on. The Ottawa Senators take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets, they're on life support right now. They have 77 points. They are now 8 points behind the Montreal Canadiens with with 1 game in hand on Montreal, but still. And on the flip side, Ottawa's got their spot almost locked in. With a win tonight, Ottawa will make the playoffs. However, this is a Columbus team this Columbus team is now not playing well, but a little short-term revenge here. If we're looking at that angle, maybe this is the spot where where the Columbus Blue Jackets step up and get a win in this one here. They're back at home where they play much, much better. How many more home games does this Columbus Blue Jackets team have still? They will play. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 more home games left. They get Ottawa, Buffalo, Washington, and the Islanders. The Islanders will be the last game of the year for them on the 17th. So we're 9 days away from the end of the regular season. I think CBJ is bet. I think this is CBJ here in this spot. They're back at home. It was an embarrassing loss in their last game. I think they come out strong in this game. And after the 4-0 win, after the 4-0 loss, I think they respond here in this one. I want to back Columbus. I'm going to take them plus 105 over on Fanatics. I think this is a good spot for Columbus to bounce back after getting beat down in that last game 4-0 against this very team. I think that we could see a little bit of a bounce back spot. So, yeah, I'll take a shot here with the Columbus Blue Jackets at plus 105 back at home. I don't want them on the road. I'll back them at home, though. That's fine. Sens and Devils. I'm on the opposite side. Habs money line, Sens money line, both in regulation. Yeah. Oh gosh, there's clinching scenarios. Yes, there are. I believe. Yeah, this win would put Ottawa at 92 points. The best that the Detroit Red Wings can do is 91 points. So a win would clinch the Ottawa Senators a spot in the playoffs. We'll move on. I have not much interest in this game here. We have the Chicago Blackhawks taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins here, minus 205 for the Pens, total of 6 in this game. Do we see any accountability? Maybe from this Pittsburgh team who has already been eliminated. Both these teams are already out, so the motivation I don't think is there really on either side. How fun has it been to watch the downfall of the Pittsburgh Penguins? It's been a blast. The Penguins, the best they can do is they have 4 games remaining. The best they can do is 82 points. So they've officially been eliminated from the playoffs. Chicago has been long gone from the playoffs. They have 54 points in 77 games played. There's better games on the card here. I have no interest in this one here. There you go. I like it, Ice. We'll move on. We have the New York Islanders taking on the Nashville Predators. The Islanders minus 120 road favorites with a total of 5.5 in this game. And just when you think the Islanders are dead, they rope you back in. They're 7 points behind the Montreal Canadiens. They have a game in hand on the Canadiens, so the win, they would be 5 points behind. They got a long ways to go, but they've won back-to-back games now. And I think a Patrick Waugh-led team with a little bit of momentum here can go into Nashville and get a win. You know that this team, maybe they mail it in, maybe they tried. They definitely tried last game. And the only question is this a letdown spot after the Ovechkin game? Or is there no letdown spots until they're mathematically eliminated? Because the Islanders, they have 6 games remaining. And definitely that 6-game losing streak killed them. They have the Rangers on deck. They have the Flyers afterwards. Then they'll have the Devils, who's already clinched the playoffs, or that'll probably clinch a playoff spot by then. They have the Washington Capitals, who's already locked up the mat. And then they have Columbus, who'll probably be out by that time. Is there a realistic opportunity for them to run the table on the way out and still miss the playoffs? Probably. And that's probably a likely case. They probably need to win out if they want any chance at the playoffs. And I'm going to stay off them in this game. I lean towards the Isles in this spot. This team is inconsistent. And I just know that this team, they're going to go like on a 5-0-1 run or whatever the last 6 games here and finish a point out of the playoffs or something like that. It's going to be stupid. It's going to be annoying. Either that or and even if they do, they'll play Washington in the first round, which is what it is. But I have a feeling the Islanders are going to get close enough to still miss the playoffs, but get themselves out of a bad draft pick type of thing here. So probably the Islanders win tonight because the Nashville Predators have nothing to play for. They've been eliminated too. I'm not betting this game though. Leafs will clinch home ice if they beat the Cats and Regs. Canes will. All right. 1-800 Chicago, yeah. No, thank you. I like Payne, lean Nashville first period full game. Another under/draw. I have the draw in the Hawks Pens and Isles Preds with both dogs winning in overtime. Would not shock me to see the Islanders lose that game after they won in the game where Ovechkin broke the goal record. Would not shock me whatsoever. 3 games remaining on the card. We have the Dallas Stars and the Vancouver Canucks. The Stars minus 210 favorites, total 5.5. I want to take a look here. The Stars, they are now 5 points behind the Jets. They still have a game in hand, but they're not going to catch the Jets. So now we start to question motivation. The Vancouver Canucks definitely have some motivation. because they need to basically win out and for Minnesota to lose out in order to make the playoffs over them. Do we really see them show up, though, or are they mailing it in? And do we see enough motivation from the Stars to win cover puck line? I don't think I want to trust either of them at this point. So I could see the Stars taking care of business in this game, though. Maybe a Stars team total in this spot. 5.5 being a low total. Maybe we're getting 3.5 at a decent number here for the Stars. 3.5 plus 110. I could definitely see them putting up goals in this game. But I'm not going to force action in this one here. Canucks money line, Preds money line is another lay. Fair. We'll move on. 2 games remaining. This game means nothing. Both these teams are Utah is on life support, and the Kraken are out. Kraken, though, are not playing out the strings. They have actually played pretty well. They went into Crypto.com Arena and beat the Kings last night. They've won 3 in a row now. They're looking good. Their only losses in the last 6 games were back-to-back losses against Dallas. Not going to fault you too much for that one. On the flip side, Utah's played well. They're coming off of a 4-1 win against the Winnipeg Jets. They've won 3 of the last 4 games. Neither of these teams are playing out the string. I could see maybe a draw in this game, something along those lines. 2 teams where motivation can definitely be questioned. Seattle, they're out. They're already eliminated. They have 74 points in 78 games. The best they can do is 82 points, which is 9 points behind the Wild's current total. So they've been out for a while. And Utah, they have 82 points in 77 games played. The best they can do is 92 points. So they would need Minnesota to receive no more points the rest of the year. They would need to pick up all 10 points. So they're not going to make the playoffs either. So ultimately here for me, no play. Lean towards probably the Kraken at a big price, a big dog price, but not one I'm going to get involved with. No, Ice. Why Canucks? Yeah. Utah puck line, Utah puck line, Avs money line. And we will talk about the Avs here against the Vegas Golden Knights. The Avalanche minus 130 favorites with a total 6 in this game. And and for me, I'm trying to count motivation. And with Colorado, they are locked into that 3 seat. They're not passing Dallas. But on the flip side, the only team that really should be worried about catching them is the St. Louis Blues, which they have a game in hand on the St. Louis Blues, and they have 5 points up on the St. Louis Blues. The best the Blues can do is 99 points. So with a win tonight, the Colorado Avalanche will know that they'll be heading to Dallas in the first round. The Colorado Avalanche are coming in off of a couple days off. They lost in their last game against the St. Louis Blues. On the flip side, Vegas coming in off of back-to-back wins. This will be the 3rd game in 4 nights for them, all on the road. They won the first 2 games in Calgary and in Vancouver. So maybe this is a spot where Avalanche show up. They're back at home where they play well, 25-11-3. We have a Vegas Golden Knights team that's 20-13-5 here on the road. They're coming in. This is their 3rd straight road game. Minus 135, though. I don't know if I really want to lay that type of number. And maybe this is one of those games where, is this the last game of a road trip for Vegas? This is the last game of a road trip for Vegas. It's not their last road game of the year because they do end the year with 2 more road games. They end the year 2 more road games. After this game, they'll be in Calgary on the 15th and in Vancouver on the 16th to wrap up their year. But they'll get 2 more home games. This is the last game of a 4-game road trip. Maybe this is Avalanche minus 1. And we go for a score in this game here. It's plus 185 for the puck line, minus 135 for the money line. So that would be plus 121. Maybe this is Avalanche minus 1 for the score. I'm going to move on that, actually. I'm going to move on the Avalanche minus 1 to close out this card. Plus 121 here in this game. All right, plus 121, plus 121. Yep, in this spot to lock in their 3 seed and then go from there. So, yeah, I'll finish off the card here. Avalanche minus 1, plus 121 against the Golden Knights. Utah Hockey Club in the over. I expect them to smash after last night's Kraken result. Yeah, because, Avs puck line. Double result, Vegas first period and Colorado full game. Fair. Yeah, Stars clinch home ice with the win against the Nukes. Oops. Fair. Can clinch. A few teams have covered or pushed first periods spread against Colorado. That's fair. Robertson, anytime goal. VGK can clinch home ice if they get at least 1 point against the Avs. Fair. I'm glad I bet before seeing the clinching scenarios in my head and screwing with my head. Fair. But that is everything for today's card. If you guys have not already, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here at ESB. But that is going to do it for this one. Want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys same time, same place tomorrow for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, everyone.